At this old age, you don't have the luxury of trial and error anymore. What you say carries weight. What you do leaves marks. And even the places you choose to go can either build you up or quietly break you down. Trust me, the wrong move doesn't just disappear. It lingers. It costs energy. And sometimes it chips away at the dignity you've spent a lifetime building. I've watched too many older friends learn this lesson the hard way. A careless word that ended a friendship they thought would last forever. A routine they refused to let go of until it took a toll on their health. Trips they forced themselves into just to please others, only to return drained and unseen. By the time they understood, it was already too late to undo the damage. Hi, welcome back to Journey After 60. In today's video, we're cutting straight to it. 4 things you should never say, never do, and never go once you've crossed this age. Because the truth is simple. Every choice matters more now than it did before. And if you ignore these, it's not just time you'll lose. It's your peace, your respect, and the quiet strength that should define your later years. So if these words are already stirring something inside you, don't brush it off. Save this video, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe to Journey After 60. Here, we don't hide from aging, we face it with honesty, courage, and dignity together. Now, let's get into the very first thing you must never say after 60, because words once spoken can wound deeper than you imagine. Number 1. Never say, "I'm useless now." Most people worry about the foods they eat or the medicines they forget, but rarely about the words they repeat. Yet it's these words, the ones we throw at ourselves in moments of weakness, that can poison the mind slowly, leaving a damage no doctor can measure. Words like, "I'm useless now," "I'm just a burden," or "I don't matter anymore" might slip out in frustration, but they leave scars deeper than you realize. Over time, these words don't just describe how you feel, they begin to define how you live. Psychologists call this self-labeling, and it's been linked to faster decline in both mood and physical health. A well-known study from Yale University on aging attitudes found that older adults with negative views of their own aging were 44% more likely to develop memory decline and, on average, lived 7.5 years less than those who saw themselves as valuable. That's how powerful our words can be. They don't just color our mood, they shape our health, our relationships, and even our longevity. The cruel part is that no one really teaches us this. Society warns us about cholesterol, blood sugar, and memory loss. But it rarely warns us that saying, "I'm useless," can be just as damaging as any bad habit. The people around you may shrug it off as just talk, but inside, those words eat away at your confidence and silence the wisdom you still carry. Your worth isn't tied to how much you can lift, how fast you can walk, or how often the phone rings. Your worth lies in your experience, your perspective, and the quiet influence you still hold. A simple story shared at the right moment can guide a grandchild more than any textbook. A piece of advice offered to a neighbor can prevent them from repeating your mistakes. These are not small things. They are evidence that you still matter. So before it's too late, cut those words from your vocabulary. If you catch yourself about to say, "I'm useless," stop and replace it with something truer. "I'm still learning," or "I still have something to give," because you do. And every time you choose to honor your own value, you remind others to honor it too. And if silencing those self-destructive words is the first step, the next mistake we need to avoid isn't about speech, it's about action, and it's just as costly. Number 2. Never do what weakens your own will. Aging is not measured only in years, but in the choices we allow ourselves to abandon. After 60, the real danger is not that the body slows down. That's natural. The danger is when we quietly surrender the small acts that once gave us strength. Each time we avoid effort, we train the mind to expect less of us, until eventually we stop expecting anything of ourselves at all. This is why the simple habits, cooking your own meal, tending your plants, walking to meet a neighbor, matter more than they seem. They are not chores, they are declarations of will. To do them is to remind yourself, I am still capable, I am still present. My old friend Robert Miller, a man I've known for more than 30 years. Robert was once the kind of person who fixed everything with his own 2 hands. Gardening, repairing furniture, even climbing up to change a light bulb without a second thought. But somewhere after 65, he began saying, almost as a joke at first, "I can't do it anymore." His children quickly started taking over tasks. Neighbors stopped asking for his help. Within a few years, he barely lifted a tool. The tragedy was that Robert's body was still capable, but his words convinced everyone, including himself, that he was not. By the time he realized he had surrendered too much, his strength and confidence had faded faster than they needed to. When I saw Robert slipping further into that mindset, I told him plainly, stop saying you can't. Just pick one small thing each day and do it yourself. It doesn't have to be big. Water the garden, sweep the porch, or cook a simple breakfast. The point isn't the task, it's proving to yourself that you still can. At first, he resisted, but eventually, he tried. Within 3 months, something remarkable happened. He was moving more, his energy returned, and even his mood lifted. His daughter later told me, "Dad laughs again when he talks about fixing things." What changed wasn't his age or his body, it was the belief that he still had the strength to live, not just to sit and watch life pass by. So before it's too late, guard against the temptation of ease. Do not let convenience turn into dependence, because the moment you stop exercising your will, you give others permission to define your limits, and that is a loss far heavier than age itself. Have you ever caught yourself or someone close to you saying, "I can't do it anymore"? Share your story in the comments, because your experience might be the reminder someone else needs to keep going. While protecting your will through daily actions keeps you strong, that alone is not enough, because even if you guard your independence, you can still lose your peace the moment you step into the wrong places, places that slowly drain your spirit instead of restoring it. Number 3. Never go where your peace is constantly disturbed. After 60, time becomes too precious to be wasted in places that drain your spirit. Yet many still force themselves to attend gatherings, environments, or even family situations where they leave feeling smaller, not stronger. Every visit to such a place is like carrying a stone in your pocket. It may feel light at first, but over time, it wears you down. The danger of going to the wrong places is that they steal from you quietly. Not in one big moment, but in small pieces each time you show up. You walk in with energy and leave feeling drained. You try to join in, but walk away questioning yourself. Peace is too valuable at this stage of life to keep trading it for obligations or appearances. After 60, every place you enter should give you something back, whether it's laughter, comfort, or simply the feeling of being respected. If it doesn't, then the cost is already too high. I'll be honest with you, this isn't just advice I give to others, it's something I had to learn myself. For years, I kept showing up to a certain gathering simply because I thought it was expected of me. But every time I left, I felt heavy, almost like my presence didn't matter. I remember sitting in the car one evening and thinking, why am I giving my time and energy to a place that doesn't give anything back? The day I decided not to return, I was nervous. I thought I might lose connection or disappoint someone. But what I gained instead was peace. I started spending that same time with people who truly listened, who made me laugh, who reminded me I still had value. Looking back, I realized walking away wasn't an act of weakness, it was a quiet form of strength. Because after 60, protecting your peace is one of the wisest choices you can make. So, you don't have to keep going where you are disrespected, dismissed, or drained. Respect isn't demanded in words. It's reflected in the peace you feel when you leave a room. If you consistently walk away heavier than when you entered, it's a sign. That place no longer deserves your presence. Guard your peace as carefully as you guard your health. Choose to be where conversations uplift rather than silence you, where laughter is shared rather than forced. Because every environment you step into either feeds your dignity or erodes it. And after 60, dignity is non-negotiable. Before it's too late, never go where your peace is constantly disturbed. Protecting your mind and heart is as vital as protecting your body. And if this third warning shows us the importance of where we place ourselves, the final mistake reveals something even deeper. What happens when we carry the wrong weight inside long after we should have let it go? And now we've reached the part where it all comes together. Let's bring it all into focus in the bigger picture. These aren't just small warnings. They're the choices that shape how we age with dignity. We've now uncovered the 3 things that quietly steal from us after 60. The words that weaken our spirit, the actions that erode our will, the places that drain our peace. Each of these is a trap, but they are also reminders that we still hold the power to choose differently. The truth is simple. Aging doesn't rob us of meaning, it reveals it. The years strip away what is shallow and leave us with what is essential: dignity, peace, and the courage to guard both. As Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That truth doesn't expire with age. It becomes even more vital. So, let me ask you, have you caught yourself saying, doing, or going where you knew it was quietly costing you more than it gave? How did you find the strength to change? Share your story below. It may be the encouragement another soul needs today. And if this message spoke to you, don't forget to like, save, and subscribe to Journey After 60 so we can continue walking this path of honesty, wisdom, and dignity together. Thanks for watching till now, and see you in next video.